Thanks for joining us for News 4 at 6. The homicide count now stands at 105 in St. Louis City this year. 4 of those victims were killed overnight, 7 total over the weekend. We hear you loud and clear. You want the violence to end and you want ideas to change the violent path our community is on. That is why we are taking a different approach tonight. We are looking for solutions rather than just the usual documentation of crime and violence. My colleague Steve Savard and I will be talking with Alderman Jeffrey Boyd.
Yes, we will, Alyssa. Alderman Boyd's nephew, 23-year-old Rashad Farmer, became one of those 105 homicide victims last Monday night when he was shot on Lotus Avenue. Mr. Boyd shared some emotional comments with us that night on News 4 at 10. But after my KMOV colleague Steve Perrin encouraged me to listen to the entire interview, I decided to post a significant portion of it on Facebook. The interview was raw, emotional, and passionate. In fact, given the circumstances, it may be the most compelling interview I've heard in my more than 21 years here at KMOV. I thought it would resonate with many on social media, but I had no idea how well received it would be. In 4 days, that post has reached almost 4 million. It's been viewed more than 1.3 million times. The comments have poured in. Many of you implored us to run the interview, all 3.5 minutes of it, on one of our newscasts. So tonight, we are.
I'm pleading and asking for young people to please put the guns down. Please put the guns down. It's just not worth it. It's frustrating, it's heartaching. I just want to shed tears, not only for my nephew, but for everybody who's lost a loved one. This has to stop. It's absolute madness. Absolute madness. People say they need jobs. Well, damn it, go get a job. There are plenty of jobs out here. People say they need stuff to do. Well, we have recreation centers in the city of St. Louis. You can go up to the recreation center and play basketball. You can do whatever you want to do in the city of St. Louis. We have resources in our city. And I'm tired of people talking about they need something to do. It's plenty to do besides shoot and kill each other. It's sad and it's sickening. And some people might say, oh, it happened to him. Now he's frustrated. No, I've been frustrated for years. I'm frustrated for everybody who's lost a loved one in this neighborhood. But this is my nephew. It does hit home. And I do have a right to speak out. But I'm speaking out in a way to plead to young people, please put the guns down. It's not worth it. Spending time in jail, taking away somebody's father, taking away somebody's mother. And I want to see people, damn it, marching. Let's march for Rashad Farmer. We march every time the police shoot and kill somebody, whether they deserve it or not, I can't call it. But we're not marching when they're killing each other in the streets. Let's march for that. How about that? Can we have some marching out in the neighborhood? Everybody want to march for Rashad Farmer? Who wants to march for Rashad Farmer? I do. Who wants to march for the lady, the grandmother that was killed last year, innocently taking her grandkids to the store just to get some candy? Anybody want to march for her? I do. We got to get it together out here in these streets. We got to get it together. We got to show love. We got to quit making excuses. And cowards use guns. Amen. Guns are for cowards. That is not how we handle our differences. We can do better than this, St. Louis. We need to do better than this. We are on a pace to break last year's record of homicides in the city of St. Louis. That is nothing for us to be proud of. We can do better. I am asking, please, young people, let's stop the violence. Please, mothers, let's talk to your sons. Let's talk to your daughters. Tell them you love them and you want to see them come home. Just like family members want to see police officers come home when they have to make a split-second decision to pull a trigger. We want to see our loved ones come home. And that's something we can stop if we're willing to do so. Cowards shoot and kill people. There is no glory, there is no honor in killing somebody. And sooner or later, you will be caught.
Very powerful comments. With me in studio now is Ward 22 Alderman Jeffrey Boyd, and again, our condolences to you and Rashad's entire family.
Thank you.
We spoke yesterday after you saw the reaction that had weighed in, everybody that had weighed in, men and women, black and white, who had commented on my Facebook page about that post. You told me yesterday you were both overwhelmed and encouraged. I'm especially interested in hearing how you were encouraged by this.
Well, Steve, I'm encouraged because, you know, being a politician is a very hard task, and it's oftentimes to be criticized. But when you say something and people are listening and their spirit is uplifted, you know, that gives me encouragement. I had no idea what I was going to say. There were no reporters out there. There were only cameras. But I knew for my family, I needed to speak out and I needed to say something. And God just spoke through me to say what I said.
We've had almost 1,700 comments on your video. Some have suggested you're a hero. Some have suggested you run for higher office. I've had police officers want me to pass along their contact info to you so that if you do march, they'd like to join you in a march to end violence. You make a point in that video that perhaps you think the day-to-day violence is being overlooked in our community.
Right. And we are overlooking it. I mean, we see it on the news, and it's kind of our new normal, but it's not right. And we need to stand up as a community and challenge what's going on in our community. We need to take personal responsibility to speak out against the injustice that's perpetrated against each other.
All right, so the big question, Alderman, is how do we use that passion and all these good intentions to make a difference, to influence the people who are actually committing the crimes, because they're not the ones who are receptive to your message?
Right. Well, I want to encourage people to insert themselves in the lives of young people. Get out here and talk to them. They may look hardcore, they may look angry, but they're human. And we just need to talk to them and encourage them and mentor them.
You also believe in reinvesting in the community. We talked about this. You believe reinvesting in the community and personal responsibility. Expand on those thoughts.
Well, you know, a lot of people are saying, you know, what can I do? I want to help. What can I do? Well, if you drive through my community, Steve, I can show you small signs of hope. But there's so much destruction in the community. There's so many vacant buildings. There are so many vacant lots. But yet there's so many opportunities for us to rebuild. I need developers and I need people to come. I need the universities. I need people who have resources to come into our community and help us rebuild. Because we got to get to the heart and minds of the people in our community. But we also need to show them signs of hope. And when we start rebuilding with this brick and mortar, people start feeling good about their neighborhood again.
All right. We appreciate you coming in tonight. We have more questions for you, so I want you to sit tight for just a moment. But